cue them up whenever you're ready.
Okey-doke. All right. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Hi, I'm Jacob Hutto from A Million Ways, and you're listening to KPFT 90.1 Houston. This first song is called Drive. The words you wrote went up in smoke the moment they were sung. I hope you choke on those ropes you broke and exhale from your lungs. My enemy's intact, nothing feels good the way you speak in tongues. My enemy's intact, nothing feels good the way you move with the song. And I won't waste time for a little drive, and it's keeping me alive. And I loved you so much, but I can't help but cry. And I won't waste time for a little drive, and it's keeping me alive. And I loved you so much, but I can't help but cry. And I loved you so much, but I can't help but cry. Hail to the thought that it all could be lost in a momentary swoon. How can I be so sick to the stomach and still be dreaming of you? I'm noticing you're sobering, but I'm not your lovely songs. Hopefully the ropes you bring can choke you out from the sun. And I won't waste time for a little drive, and it's keeping me alive. And I loved you so much, but I can't help but cry. And I won't waste time for a little drive, and it's keeping me alive. And I loved you so much, but I can't help but cry. And I loved you so much, but I can't help but cry. born and raised in a pit of panic. I've seen the apocalypse. All I could tell you is that good feeling plays a bigger role in this. Thanks for the joke, though I hope you know there's a reason I am here. Wait for the wind to come once again, give us room to clear the air. And I won't waste time for a little drive, and it's keeping me alive. And I loved you so much, but I can't help but cry. And I won't waste time for a little drive, and it's keeping me alive. And I loved you so much, but I can't help but cry. And I won't waste time for a little drive, and it's keeping me alive. And I loved you so much, but I can't help but cry. And I won't waste time for a little drive. And I loved you so much, but I can't help but cry. And I loved you so much, but I can't help but cry. And I loved you so much, but I can't help but cry.
You're listening to 90.1 KPFT Houston, 89.5 in Galveston, 91.9 in Huntsville. This is the Houston Collective, not the collection, the collective. And we are here, right? Yeah. We're here with our host and guests, and it's another great Friday noon show. So, what?
It is it is Friday at noon currently.
Oh,
and I almost yelled at someone because I thought I heard a phone go off, but that was you tuning over there, right? No, it's all good. So, yes, this is the Houston Collective, and this is the KPFT segment, and we just heard Jacob Hutto and Nika, A Million Ways. How are you guys doing today?
Doing well.
Yeah. Cool. Well, so introduce yourselves to us. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Cotton Eye Joe.
A Million Ways was started by me, Jacob Hutto, a couple years ago, as a response to a couple of personal events that happened in my life. And then the intention of like the project stems from the record that it's going to eventually turn into, which in full, the actual title of both the project and the album is going to be called A Million Ways to Start and End Your Night, but we call it A Million Ways for short. And I intended initially to have a very band-backed sound, and when I started showing the first tracks that would become part of this project in a live setting in my solo shows, people were really interested. Nika was one of the first, where it initially started off as wanting to jam and then evolved into wanting to have a fuller band context for this project, which it has turned into. But obviously for this occasion, we chose to go very pared down for the occasion.
Yeah, there's not a lot of room in here, but I appreciate. So how many people are in the band then, if it's more than just the two of you?
Currently it is 5. So it's me on vocals and guitar, Nika on violin, Jaeger Trammell on bass and keys, Nick Pequeño on guitar as well, and Darian Courtney on drums.
Oh man, that's well. We're gonna have to eventually get your full band in. Not in here, but on the show.
Yeah.
Because I don't think 5 people could fit in here. There's already 5 people.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we just got word that absolutely not for a full band in here. 3 in front of the camera was a little rough. So let's get into your second song. What do you have today?
This is Vineyard. This is a very old track. I have released this once before, but I felt it also worked in the context of this band as well. 1, 2. Do you take your sets and just quietly provoke? Answers pull you down further just to make it own. And gravity shatters your body and forth. But she lies, tells me I'll be fine. Find yourself in bed for you have to go and sleep. Cry tears in the ashtray that you never wanna keep. You're tired and you're pained and you don't wanna try. But she lies and tells me I'll be fine. Hold me so sweetly with intent to love and desire. Love to be sweetly with an old lover of mine. Do you want me to just go and just take your own time? But she lies and tells me I'll be fine. Exhale your jury, persecute your own savior. It was quietly built upon my selfish own. Worry in the war, please tell me your stories. But she lies and tells me she'll be fine. Faint lights of red burst the color of her cheeks. A wish to permit, but we lacked empathy. Troubled romancer, but the dancer can't depart. But she lies and tells me she'll be fine. Can I hold your hand before I go and fall asleep? My body's grown tired and all bailed up to the sheets. Though I might as well be dead than get the chance to even breathe. But she lies and tells me I'll be fine. But she lies and tells me she'll be fine. and we'll hang softly round the windowsill, and I'll hang all around the vineyard.
Yeah. So stop. It's nothing but inside jokes here. Well, so what genre is this considered?
I classify what we do as sort of art rock, post rock, kind of. Maybe to some extent chamber rock. I know there's like some people who kind of view it as those sorts of things. I'm also hugely inspired by like a lot of what's considered slowcore artists. So Duster, Bedhead, Blue Tile Lounge were definitely huge influences for this project. But I feel like post-rock kind of is the best way to sort of describe us, just because of how we approach not only songwriting, but in terms of how we approach texture, composition, how we approach ideas, so on and so forth.
Okay, so with that said, like, are you the one writing all the songs and the compositions, and then you bring that to the rest of the band and be like, figure it out, or during practice when everybody's there, I was like, hey, I got this idea, let's try this, and what do you think you can add to this, or how does that work?
This first album that we're working on, it is rooted in my music, or for sure. And that's just because of the fact that I'm usually pretty intentional as to how I wish to approach my art, and try to get as close to how I sort of envision it without being completely technical, because I also don't know how to write music or write like a composition. So it's trying to get it actualized as best as possible. And from there, it's sort of just a guess as to, what that will look like. I am hoping, in some future of having at least like a collective-based approach to songwriting, but for now, at least with this album that we're working towards, it is rooted in my work, in my composition, in my songwriting.
Awesome. So how long has a Million Ways been around? Because I know you sent me files to listen to your stuff, but not a Spotify. So are you not on Spotify currently, or
no? What I had sent you was the demos, which we're finalizing, and we're hoping to have that out sometime in the next year. Just as like a nice, palette, give you an idea of like what we sound like. Something we could also sell as physical CDs or something like that.
Of course. Yeah.
But in terms of, I would say technically the project started in 2022, but I didn't start having other people involved with it until last year, in 2023. Yeah. Awesome.
Okay. So how long have you been playing music? Because like your singing is dreamy, I guess.
Thank you. So I guess I would say I've been playing or doing anything in the realm of songwriting since 2013, 2014-ish. I call myself like an experimental singer-songwriter because I do a lot of different genres, and I'm in a lot of different projects.
Which we'll see. That's a future reference right there.
Yeah. But I still try to think within the frame or the mindset of sort of a singer-songwriter. Typically, whenever I'm trying to approach any sort of project, even the more experimental avenues. I've been solo since 2013 in terms of music, and then I joined a couple bands within this decade. I'm in a shoegaze dream pop band called Gamma Wave. I'm doing bass and vocals for a punk band called Bleach Rag, as well as lap steel for an indie folk band called Oh Hooray. And then sometimes I'll do ambient noise improv with my friend Sophia Silhouetta, an experimental cellist.
Hey, look at that. Another reference. We're getting her soon, too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what makes A Million Ways not shoegaze? Is it because you weren't staring at your shoes?
Well,
because it kind of has like some elements of it, but you know, like I don't know. I just know like I like your music, and so it's like, but it gives me shoegaze elements, and I was waiting for you to mention shoegaze. I was like, I bet he's in a shoegaze band.
I could see it a little bit, but the reason I don't use that term is because the way I think of shoegaze is like very textural rock music, like not just having one singular effect or the other. Like I feel like some people in the shoegaze community or scenes really just resort to like, oh well, we're just really turning on and off a distortion pedal or a reverb pedal and then calling it that, when it's like it's very densely textured from my perspective. And even then, like a lot of shoegaze artists, to me it's a fusion genre. So it's like most of those artists teeter on one genre or another. Like if you think of like Slow Dive, for example, you could just as easily say they're like a dream pop band, and I think no one would complain either way. Same thing with like Cocteau Twins, which I think most people associate with dream pop. So
are those all local bands?
Oh no.
Okay,
no.
like all right. So where is there like a Google list of all these genres? It was like dream pop. I get what you're saying, but I was like, I didn't even know that was a genre. Like,
Yeah, same. I've never heard of half the genres you said, but I'm learning.
yeah. No, this is getting less ignorant every day. High five for that. So what do you have for the third song on the set today?
This is called Dance. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Can I take you out on the dance floor? My body's just so aching and worn. Can I take you afterward, please? For once my body feels so old. For once my body feels so old. You direct me to the nearest sea, please. I'm suicidal, weak in the knees, you see. It's an agitating agony, please. For once my body feels so old. For once my body feels so old.
For once my body feels so old. For once my body feels so old. For once my body feels so old. Can I take you afterward? Please, honey, you know that I've been feeling like dirt. For once my body feels so old. For once my body feels so old.
Sweet. Well, I appreciate you rolling through here, Jacob and Nika. Whew.
Yeah, me too.
you.
Sorry,
Yeah.
you were looking at.
Thank you for telling me. Yeah.
Whoops.
Just jump in, Rico. Do that
My
much
bad.
for me.
I was just staring at you like, yeah, I agree. I forgot I had a microphone. Yes, thank you so much for joining us. This is 90.1 KPFT Houston. You are listening to the Houston Collective every Friday at noon. Make sure you drop a comment to our program director. Tell us and tell her that we're awesome, because we know we are, and this is a new thing that's happening in Houston, and we want to be the destination place for it. So in 89.5 at Galveston, 91.9 in Huntsville, you can hear us all over that, live or on the archive at kpft.org. Messiah, take it away, brother.
It's being taken away. Well, yeah, like I said, thank you, Jacob and Nika, for rolling through and telling us your stories and sharing with us your music and stuff. So until then, goodbye, Houston. Enjoy your lunch. Don't run over anyone. Use your blinker. Goodbye. And then we're back. This is the YouTube exclusive. I love doing this. Hello. So we have in the studio today Jacob Hutto and Nika, A Million Ways. Jacob, let's go over like where people can find you.
For now, since we don't have anything out at the time of this being out, you can find us on A Million Ways Band on Instagram. You could find me, Jacob Hutto Music, on Instagram as well. And that would probably be also good, just so you could follow the other bands and projects I'm involved with. But yeah, A Million Ways Band on Instagram for the time being.
Awesome. So yeah, what do you have for the YouTube exclusive today?
This song is called Start to a Goodbye. It was written for my dog, my childhood pet, who she sadly passed before I could finish this for her. But it's sort of my way of calling back to her, or kind of being with her whenever I can. Same thing with anyone that I've lost in the recent years, and I hope that this and many of the tracks, many of the things we're working on could sort of be a way to, be there for those we've lost in recent years. Yeah. On today of all days, we had our fun. We went and played our games, and that's just fine. I'm alright in all due time. But on today, of all day, we had our fun. We went and played our games, and that's just fine. I'm alright in all due time. And I swim in a pool of blue blankets with you. Where the trees grow thin, the water pulls from your skin. No thanks to you, I seem to struggle. I can't go far, but all thanks to you, I see a world in the place that you brought. And it's all a start to a goodbye. Tender rebuke to the holiest fires. Tender to you in a lone lullaby. And in it's you, a start to a goodbye. On today, of all days, we had our fun. We went and played our games. And that's just fine. I'm alright in all due time.
Yeah, I had to wait for that.
Let it sink in for sure.
Yeah, no.
I didn't want to cry to that song. I have a 17-year-old dog, and I don't want to say that, man. I don't want to think about it. I did notice a lot of your songs, and maybe this is just from the outside looking in, have a theme of beginnings and endings. Is that intentional?
Well, somewhat. So, a lot of the music, without trying to be reductive of the whole thing, because obviously I want to leave enough room for interpretation. A lot of it is very rooted in elements of trauma, elements of loss of innocence, elements of one's experiences with grief and how that can translate to something communal. And I feel like a lot of those processes are non-linear in of themselves, and they introduce the ideas of what is a beginning, what is an end, where does it kind of go. So
Awesome. Well, yeah. Well, thank you for that. It's been a while since we got emotional here.
I know.
It has been a while. Yeah, the first couple ones were like, it was such
Yeah,
a
we've been
nice
jamming
song.
to some, I don't even know what. Again, I'm just learning, but yeah, we've been foot stomping in this one. I'm over here like, I need to go hug my dog.
Yeah,
I got
same
you.
Z's. Same Z's, my three-legged dog. But yeah, so Jacob, do you have anything to say to your audience before we...
Any upcoming shows?
am I allowed to
yeah, for this one. Yeah, dude.
okay.
Knock it up.
A Million Ways has
Sorry, I didn't mean to say knock it up.
Okay, dope.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ruin that. All right, please continue.
A Million Ways and another band I'm playing with, Oh Hooray, are doing a show on the 16th of November at Starseed Hostel. The show's called Off the Beaten Path, and it's an attempt to sort of look at songwriting or songwriters and branching out in varying genres. And in the meantime, just keep an eye on us. Follow us at A Million Ways Band on Instagram, or follow Jacob Hutto Music, me on Instagram. I have stuff out somewhere. You'll find it. Just look up my full name, Jacob Hutto. But yeah, just keep following, keep an eye out, and yeah, thanks for having us.
Dude, not a problem. Nika, you've been quiet over there. You want to say anything? You all right?
I don't have many words. I kind of just started doing this band thing with Jacob, and it's been really fun.
So, wow, are you the newest member of this?
I'm the OG member.
Oh.
I'm probably, Jacob and I are the, I don't know, longest term members in A Million Ways right now.
Sweet. Well,
And
cool.
she's also an incredible artist too. I think it's important to mention that too. Incredible painter, drawer.
Well, if you're going to mention that, where can people find your paintings?
Oh, on my Instagram, it is I am a human girl XD with underscores in between everything, but you know.
Well, we'll just lurk on Jacob's
Yeah,
Instagram, and we'll find it through there.
Look up Nika on Jacob's Instagram.
There you go. Well, yeah. Well, thank you. This has been the Houston Collective.
Houston Collective, not collection or collect, okay?
YouTube exclusive KPFT Sessions.
We're professionals.
The most pro of professionals. Goodbye.